And we are in verse 14 of 2 Samuel chapter 11, that says, Then in the morning it was so that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter saying, Set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle and retreat from him, that he may be struck down and die. So it happened while Joab besieged the city that he assigned Uriah to a place where he knew there were valiant men. Then the men of the city came out and fought with Joab, and some of the people of the servants of David fell, and Uriah the Hittite died also. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war, and charged the messengers, saying, When you have finished telling the matters of the war to the king, if it happens that the king's wrath rises, and he says to you, Why did you approach so near to the city when you fought? Did you not know that they would shoot from the wall? Who struck Abimelech, the son of Jerubbesheth? Was it not a woman who cast a piece of millstone on him from the wall, so that he died in Thebez? Why did you go near the wall? Then you should say, Your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. So the messenger went and came and told David all that Joab had sent by him. And the messenger said to David, Surely the men prevailed against us and came out to us in the field. Then we drove them back as far as the entrance of the gate. The archers shot from the wall at your servants, and some of the king's servants are dead, and your servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Then David said to the messenger, Thus you shall say to Joab, Do not let this thing displease you, for the sword devours one as well as another. So he says that what that meant was displeased means to be evil in your sight. All right. And then it says, strengthen your attack against the city and overthrow it. So encourage him. When the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when her mourning was over, David sent and brought her to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord. Now, remember that displeased we just read about in verse 25 that talked about, he said, be evil in your sight. Well, the things that David did, that adultery, and in heaven Uriah murdered, was also evil in the eyes of God as well. All right, so, and that's it, and that's what brings us to Psalm 51. Okay, that's some background information on why David, and we're going to get into that part of that lamenting part aspect of it with Nathan, and how Nathan approached him, and we'll get to that in 2 Samuel chapter 12. But right now, let's go ahead and get started with our with line 1. Okay, so it says in line 1, have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness, according to the multitude of your tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. All right, so he's starting off at the key. All right, asking God for God's mercy. And according to his loving kindness, according to the multitude of his tender mercies. All right, so that mercy, two mercies right there, blot out my transgressions. All right, and that sends us to Isaiah 43:25. That says, I, even I, am he who blots out your transgression for my own sake, and I will not remember your sins. And so only reason why God blots out our transgressions is for his own sake, because if he doesn't, he'll strike us down. All right, so he does it for his own sake, not for ours. All right, and then it also sends us to Isaiah 44:22, that says, I have blotted out like a thick cloud your transgressions, and like a cloud your sins. Return to me, for I have redeemed you. All right, and so with that sends us to 1 Corinthians 6:20. 1 Corinthians 6:20. And then meet me in 1 Corinthians chapter 6. All right. And then we're going to break here and we'll pick it back up. Okay.